Mr. Wilson is also joined today by his daughter Anna. So we request Shobna Ben to welcome her to our mandir as well. I would now like to request Mr. Alan Wilson to share a few words.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the very, very warm welcome that you have shown both myself and my daughter Anna Grace. I apologize for getting here so late. We left the University of South Carolina football game at halftime to be here with you. And if you know what a diehard Gamecock fan I am, you'll know how important you are to me that I did that. I first learned to love this community from my father. You mentioned him in your welcome remarks, Congressman Joe Wilson. I don't know if you knew this. When he joined Congress, he was the co-chair of the India Caucus in the United States Congress. And this is a community that he strongly supports. And as I was growing up, he encouraged me to strongly support this community. So thank you so much for all that you do. So when I was looking at the flyer, the program, it talked about service, spirituality, faith. And so I'm going to just briefly, I promise briefly, give you my thoughts on service because it's something I know a little bit about. You mentioned that I serve as the Attorney General. That is a public official. By the way, all of you are my boss, right? Your constituents. So I'm a public servant. But I also want you to know that where did that term service come from? Where did I learn how to do that? When I was a young officer in the United States Army, the first thing I learned about being part of an organization, part of a team, being a leader was service. I had a young captain come up to me when I was a young second lieutenant, and he said, "Lieutenant Wilson, I want you to get out of that motor pool, and I want you to clean those vehicles with those young soldiers, the soldiers that were saluting me and calling me sir. Lieutenant Wilson, when we go to the field, you're always the last one to eat, you're always the first one to wake up, you're always the last one to go to bed." What that young captain was trying to instill in me is that having rank or having a title is not about perks and privileges. It's about service. It's about serving those in your community or your organization, serving those with whom they have placed in a position of authority over. Well, so often people forget that, not only when they serve in the military or they serve in their community, sometimes they lose that in their faith. And what I love about this community, and I've heard about so many wonderful things that you do, the school drives, the conservation support that you provided. Susan G. Komen, as the husband of a woman who's a breast cancer survivor, thank you for that service. The service that this community brings to our whole community lifts all boats, people from all faiths. And that's important to me. You are important to me. And as a young lieutenant, I learned the value of service. I learned how important it is for us all to serve our communities, regardless of where you are in your faith, whatever your political views are. We need to serve our community together so that we can all be stronger. We are stronger together. And that is why I'm here tonight to say thank you. 10 amazing years, and I hope to be here for the 20th. From the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my family's heart, we are so grateful to all of you for the gracious and the warm welcome that you have bestowed on us. Again, if there's anything that I can do as your Attorney General, if there's anything that I can do to serve and support you as individuals or as a community, never hesitate to call. And I'm going to close with this. What I like about this faith is that it focuses on service. People who have faith but don't serve, their faith is dead. Without service, your faith dies. And at least that is our belief in the Christian faith. And so you give your faith life by serving your fellow man and serving your community. And for that, I will be eternally grateful, and I will be ready to serve each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having me here.